most often people don't challenge the police, on or off duty. They challenge you more on duty than they do off duty because they're challenging the uniform. They're challenging the authority more so than you as a person. And again, I started out by saying I've had people say to me, "Thank you. If not for you, I went to jail. You did a great case, and it saved my life." Um, there are many people that talk a lot, but don't do a lot. So, give you an example. There was 2 guys years ago, early '80s, that shot up a high school event, a middle school event, and they came in. They had rival gangs, New Haltville and New Haven, and I think it was the Hill or the Trey. And they on site, they saw each other, and these are young kids. They're like literally 16, 15 years old, and they're shooting at each other. And so many, people got hit with the stray bullets. And both of those guys that were responsible for the shooting easily identified, and I was the case. I got assigned the case. I ended up arresting both of them, and they were going back and forth to court. And I'd see them in the hallway, and I'd say, "Hey, look, you guys got to get your life together. What you're doing is wrong. You don't want to be out here in these streets. You're going to get killed. You're going to die." And they kind of looked at me like they liked me because I was young, and I would make them laugh, and we'd joke, and I treated them with respect. But they could not turn on their boss, who they were selling drugs for at the time, who I ultimately got later. But they just kind of like, "Hey, thanks, Grady. Thanks for being good." Right? Both of them ended up going to prison. Fast forward, I retire, and I'm running hang time. And my neighbor says to me, "Hey, there's a kid that's selling shirts, and he should come to hang time, and you should give him a chance to sell some of his shirts. He's only like 13 years old. He's an entrepreneur on the rise." I'm like, "Yeah, have him come. That'd be great." Kid shows up, and he brings his grandfather. And the grandfather's got a cap on and sunglasses. It's kind of weird because it's nighttime, but smooth daddy, cool daddy. Who knows, right? So they sit down, and I recognize that this kid's got a box of shirts, whatever. And I go around, and I introduce everybody, and I said, "Okay, young man, before I get to you, tell me who's with you." He goes, "Oh, this is my granddad." I said, "All right, granddad, tell me who you are, where you're from." And he stands up, and he takes off the cap, and he takes off the glasses, and it's one of the kids that I arrested